wide range of substances such as mold, fruit, grass, household, fish, meat, respiratory illnesses, dairy, and eggs. Did you know made possible compliments? The good folks of Quartz Dominica Limited and La Falaise House Medical Laboratory.
Hi, I am Thea Lafo-Gatson, and you're listening to DBS Radio.
This is DBS Radio. DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now. This morning's headlines. The International Airport Development Project at Wesley enters a new phase this year with the construction of landside facilities. Other news this morning. A shooting in Roseau last night leaves one man dead. Another man is fighting for his life at the Dominica Friendship Hospital. In other news this morning, voters in Trinidad and Tobago go to the polls today to elect a new government. Details of the morning news right after this.
Not only does it make your white the cleanest and brightest, the benefits of using Clean and White bleach are endless. The sterilizing property of Clean and White bleach is beneficial for several household purposes. Clean and White bleach has the ability to remove mold and mildew from hard surfaces, serve as a disinfectant for household items like your kitchen and bathroom area, and even your baby's toys. Clean and White bleach is available in various sizes at Fine Food. Call 617-6342 or order on Click and Collect your Clean and White bleach today. Clean and White bleach available at Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. 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 DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. The news this morning is brought to listeners through the kind compliments of HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited, Fine Foods Inc., and Petro Caribe. My name is Curtis Matthew. Here we go with our lead story. The International Airport Development Project at Wesley will enter a new phase this year with the construction of landside facilities. Chief Executive Officer of the International Airport Development Company, Samuel Johnson, says this is an exciting stage of the project.
We are looking actually, which is great news, we are looking at potentially starting the construction of the landside facilities. Now the landside this year, which could be as early as June, July. if everything checks out and all boxes are checked and government signs off on everything. The landside facilities, that includes the buildings that support the airport. So that would be your terminal, your FBO facility, your cargo facility, your hangar for aircraft maintenance, air traffic control, firefighting. We'd want to start working on that as soon as we get through with the approval phase. We are almost at finish level for those facilities. So once you reach finish level, it's just a matter of foundation works and start construction. And that can go on in parallel with the completion of the runway strip. As everyone can appreciate, is 3 kilometers, almost a mile of the platform strip, including the runway and the runway and safety areas on either end. So that has to be completed. And so all in all, I think we're progressing satisfactorily. There are hiccups that one would expect, because as I always say, if it were easy to have been done already, the value add really of the team is being able to navigate around those challenges and be able to find solutions that can keep us on track and keep the project going. And thankfully, I mean, we have CR5, which is a world-class construction team. So we're able to work with them and MMC to find solutions to keep the project moving.
And that's the Chief Executive Officer of the International Airport Development Company, Samuel Johnson. He says the project encountered some hiccups as a result of a court ruling.
I know there's some chatter about quarry and whether we have a quarry and whether the quarry has been shut down. No, there was an injunction that was applied for in the courts. And coming out of that, I think the court stipulated hours of operation, which curtailed the amount of hours that the quarry could operate. As you can imagine, with a project of this magnitude, we try to use every possible time of day, so run 2-3 shifts if required. The quarry operations, a resident, a part-time resident, I understand, in the area, brought a complaint about the noise and dust. Although through our own tests, we think it was within standards, but the court didn't see it that way. And the hours of operation, instead of doing 2 shifts, we're now back to 1 shift. And we've tried to meet with the team to find workarounds to be able to keep the quarry production at such a level that it doesn't impede the progress of the project. Notwithstanding that, time is time, right? So what you could do, no matter how creative you get, what you can do within an 8-hour period will always be less than what you can do within a 16-hour period or a 24-hour period. So with that challenge, we have been working closely with Lands and Surveys to identify a supplemental quarry site so that the production level would be sufficient to not jeopardize our timelines or cause any undue delay to the project.
And that's the Chief Executive Officer of the International Airport Development Company, Samuel Johnson. 29-year-old Artie Nixon of Marigot has died at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital after ingesting a poisonous substance. He succumbed around 9:15 yesterday morning. Nixon is alleged to have killed 42-year-old Daniela Nasha Fontaine at her home in Marigot in the early hours of Friday morning. Fontaine was the mother of 7 children. Nixon was the father of 3 of the children. Police report that he ingested the poisonous substance soon after he killed Daniela Nasha Fontaine. The police said investigation continues into that matter. In another matter, 30-year-old Kimon Emmanuel died last night at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital as a result of a shooting incident in Roseau. Another man is in critical condition at hospital in connection with the shooting. Police are investigating the incidents. Other news. Director of Dominica's Financial Services Unit, Claudius Lestrade, has described the first ever compliance summit in Dominica a success. The summit, organized by the Cooperative Societies League Limited and Financial Services Unit, brought together close to 100 employees in various fields such as finance, insurance, credit union, banking sector, and other areas at the State House Conference Center. Mr. Lestrade says the summit was timely and will become an annual event.
This is a brainstorm of a few persons, myself, Mr. George, Mr. Belfield from the League, and Miss Nesty. We came up with the idea that we need to bring our compliance personnel, financial institutions, our banks, our legal minds, our experts in the various financial space in a room where we can discuss issues of elementary importance to our financial space. In past years, you would have realized that we've come a long way as a jurisdiction. In 2000, we were blacklisted. We had 14 follow-up reports from the CFATF to get up that listed up to 2014. We've now completed the 4th round mutual evaluation successfully, receiving a rating of 16, 17, 6, and 1, which means we're speaking out of 40 recommendations, 16 being compliant, 17 being partially compliant, and 1 non-compliant rating, which is a tremendous feat for any small jurisdiction like us with limited resources. It's not to toot our horns or celebrate, but to realize that we have done much and there is a lot more to do. And a function like this here is part of what we call sensitization, bringing collectivity and showing that the jurisdiction is compliance, because this is an element, this is a requirement in what we do. Compliance is important.
Director of the Financial Services Unit, Claudius Lestrade. Let's remind you, 11 o'clock this morning, we go to the Financial Center for a press conference called by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. He will give the media an opportunity to ask questions on all different areas. That press conference will be broadcast live by DBS Radio. 11 o'clock, a press conference with Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Other news this morning, President of the Dominica Association of Teachers, DAT, Mervyn Alexander, has renewed a call for teachers to unite in the interest of the teaching profession. His call came at the 23rd National General Meeting of the DAT last week.
So I'm urging us teachers, let us try as much as we can to come back to this other thing, the unity. Unless we unite as a body, we won't do anything. Unity is strength, my dear people. I am who I am today because when I came into the service, into the teaching service, there was a lot of unity amongst teachers and principal. And I mean, I'm not talking only in the school, but throughout the island. So it made us who we are today. I'm not sure how many young teachers now can really say that they are growing because the staff is very united or their principals are very supportive of them and that sort of thing. I'm not too sure. But I'm telling you that my experience, I became who I am today because of what I experienced in my early days of teaching. So, we should not be selfish. Let us share our knowledge with each other. And that way, we will achieve, we will succeed, and we will move forward.
And that's the president of the Dominica Association of Teachers, Mervyn Alexander. Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of the UWI Global Campus, Dr. Francis Severin, has encouraged Dominican teachers to be responsible leaders. He says teachers must be prepared to put the interests of children before other considerations.
As a team, you need to be vested in the interest of your country and the community, irrespective of the disposition of the political directorate. Stated differently, what the political directorate does or fails to do should not restrain you from making a positive difference. Your self-efficacy needs to come into action in this regard as well, because if it is low, then no number of resources will matter. According to Search Whitaker and Sladin 2023, education is an essential tool that imparts knowledge to improve the lives of individuals and plays a significant role in molding the ethics and culture of the society. It is therefore of paramount importance that those who influence the education agenda and have the power to make changes that will impact significantly on those who access education in its broader sense lead responsibly. Decisions must consider the interests of all stakeholders, including those who access the various pathways to education, as well as the wider community.
That's the Pro Vice Chancellor and Principal of the UWI Global Campus, Dr. Francis Severin. Voters in Trinidad and Tobago go to the polls to elect a new government. Prime Minister Stuart Young, who replaced Dr. Keith Rowley after his resignation on March 16, leads the People's National Movement, the PNM, into the elections, while Kamla Persad-Bissessar, who was Prime Minister from May 26, 2010 to September 2015, leads the UNC into battle. Both parties were in a final push for votes on Sunday. Prime Minister Stuart Young, addressing supporters, focused on projecting confidence and stability, promising economic transformation, and assuring there would be no devaluation in the Trinidad and Tobago dollar. In his message, Young positioned his party as the safer, more secure choice for the future. Meanwhile, opposition and UNC leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar defended her health amid public concern while acknowledging past mistakes and apologizing. She also reiterated her tough stance on crime. Some observers in Trinidad have said this will be one of the most competitive general elections in Trinidad in recent time. It is 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's news. We wish the students well as they return to the classrooms today. We urge the students to do their very best as they enter and return to school this morning. The sports report comes up shortly.
Give babies the comfort they need with paddless diapers. A diaper with a powerful storage core that locks the wetness away and keep your baby dry. Soothe your baby's skin with a breathable cotton-like cover because paddless diapers has a wetness indicator. Your precious baby deserves a diaper like Paddlers, which has an easy fit due to flexible side panels with stretch that ensures increased comfort and freedom to move, to crawl, to walk, to run and play. Paddlers, distributed by Fine Foods and sold island-wide.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with cricket news. Grand Bay Credit Union Coles picked up a comprehensive innings win over Tremors as the NCCU Dominica Cricket Association Premier League got underway last weekend. Coles batted first and got 303 with Lex Maglaw hitting 73, Courtney Anselm 72 and Yawani Regis 56. Tremors replied with 96, Malachi Xavier made 26, Jeremy Isaac took 4 for 40 and Lex Maglaw 3 for 39. Tremors batting a second time, they were dismissed for 136, James hit 77, Coles won by an innings and 71 runs. Over at Windsor Park, Neo Davis was the man of the moment. He hit back-to-back half-centuries as KFC Summits gained first innings points over the champions Nagico Northern Stars. The Summits took the first knock. They made 168. Neo Davis led the way with 79 and Jason Vidal supported with 47. Delani Alexander took 5 for 51 and Gary Daniel 3 for 11. Nagico Northern Stars in their turn at the wicket, they were dismissed for 142. Derwin Lewis hit 48, Kevin James made 33, Jason Vidal took 6 for 60 and Neo Davis 2 for 24. Leading by 26 runs on first innings, Summits made 153 for 8 declared in the second innings. Neo Davis again, he made 51 and Daniel Dupini 50 not out. Cassidy LaRock took 3 for 26 while Vincent Lewis and Kevin James had 2 wickets each. Set 180 to win, Nagico Northern Stars closed the day on 27 for 2. Ethan Doctrove took 2 for 14. Scores again, KFC Summits 168 and 153 for 8 declared. Nagico Northern Stars 142 and 27 for 2. KFC Summits captain Elton Mack said it was a good day to open the season.
Proud to captain Summit Sports Club. It's a good first game, I must say, from the boys. It's a pleasure to see guys putting out a performance in our first game. So I must say we had some good performances, especially with the bats. We had Neo Davis scoring back-to-back half-centuries. Daniel Dupini had another half-century in the second innings. Jason Vidal had a half-century. So his batsmen guys getting in and making good efforts with the bat. Definitely, I mean, we have a young team and it's good to see young guys putting up their hand. And we can only go up from there.
And that's the KFC Summits captain Elton Mack. KFC Summits player Stefan Pascal was impressed with the performance of his young team.
It was a decent game, it was a decent showing. I feel the wicket, it was very difficult, but the boys put up a very hard-hit approach. They got in and they stuck in it wasn't difficult to actually get in, but those who did, they put up their hands and scored. So I'm very happy for that. Our bowling performance was decent. I would say that could improve, but it's the first game of the season, so I'm not putting too much pressure on them right now. Might not be here for the whole season, but obviously whenever I get a chance to, I'm looking to score. This game, it didn't happen to me, it was very unfortunate. The first innings and the second innings especially, getting the ball that stayed very low, early up. So it wasn't my game, but hopefully the next games that I will be there, I feel I should be able to get some big runs.
And that's the KFC Summits player, Stefan Pascal. In another premier match at the weekend, Convenience Plus Heaters defeated the Kalinago Blasters by 10 runs at Benjamin's Park. Heaters made 161, Micah Joseph 26, Kester Lestrade 3 for 22. The Kalinago Blasters replied with 177. Akan Edwards top scored with 51, Kimani Henry bagged 3 for 37, Liam Sebastian 2 for 27. The Heaters batting again were dismissed for 114, Kazimi Benjamin got 19, Joel Dura took 4 for 13, the Blasters needed 98 to win, were bowled out for 88. Jerry Ogis got 22, Sherwin Labassiere and Sherman Brumant took 3 wickets each for the Heaters. The final scores: Convenience Plus Heaters 161 and 114, Kalinago Blasters 177 and 88 all out, Heaters winning by 10 runs. Some cycling news now. The winner of the elite category of the Dominica Cycling Association race on Sunday was Gidson Marius in 2 hours, 30 minutes and 8 seconds. In second place was SCL Green in 2 hours, 31 minutes and 10 seconds, while Kobensky Fields Amy placed third. The race took the riders from Marboyds Bar to Colliho and back to Marboyds Bar to Canefield Airport twice. The winner of the Masters category was Chester Dadichas Later in 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3 seconds. In second place was Desmond Prosper in 2 hours, 31 minutes. In fact, and he had also 12 seconds, while Ronald Charles placed third in 2 hours, 40 minutes and 10 seconds. The mountain bike category was won by Kerwins Julson. Peterson Marius was second, and Linus Williams in third place. In the women's competition, Rachel Semper placed first in 1 hour, 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Ross Semper took the juniors title in 2 hours, 25 minutes and 9 seconds, while Elroy Carlton was second in 2 hours, 40 minutes and 12 seconds. Some basketball news. In the DABA Elias Dupuy Memorial Knockout Cup at the weekend, West Coast Ballers beat Hilltop Services Prowlers 66-60. For the West Coast Ballers, Shalon Vidal scored 26 and Sharon Vidal converted 16. Hassan Robinson, our very own, dumped in 10 points. For the Prowlers, Bernard Mills scored 22, Edgar George 15, and Von Vidal 13. We'll bring you some more results from the DABA Elias Dupuy Memorial Knockout Cup. We'll bring that to you in another sportscast. Let's shift the attention now to football because Sidney Lockhart, he had a late goal to secure a draw for Surgical Southeast in their matchup with Petro Caribe Pont Michel in the DFA Premier League. Well, that game ended 3-3. Deron James got 2 goals and Sidney Lockhart had 1 for the Southeast. Malachi Labad, Kyle Del Sol and Daniel Dupini scored for Pont Michel. In other results, Cody Coffey got a goal late in stoppage time as Connect 767 East Central secured their first points of the season. They did so playing to a 1-1 draw with the Belfast Estate Maho Soca Strikers. The Chief Executive Officer of Cricket West Indies, Chris Daring, has congratulated Barbados following their impressive unbeaten run to retain the Cricket West Indies Rising Stars Under-15 title in Antigua last week. Daring said, Barbados claiming consecutive titles is a testament to the hard work and collective effort of the players and the coaching staff. He added that their consistency showcased the rising talent in the Caribbean, and it was inspiring to see so many young players competing at this level. Barbados secured back-to-back titles with a 49-run win over Guyana in the top-of-the-table clash at Coolidge Cricket Ground. And of course, that took place in Antigua last week. Finally, the president of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne, says he will support a policy of not having more than 6 overseas-based players on the national team. Etienne says he's a fan of homegrown players. He was speaking on the off-the-field program last week.
One might say, talk about winning. The persons out there, because they have not the ability, but because they have the infrastructure, they might look better, all right? But if you bring in an overseas player, he has to be a player that is well above your local player. There's no reason to bring an overseas player that is in same power with your local player. And I always believe in, that's my personal belief, in homegrown players. I believe that's what the league is here for. We need to develop our players, because if we're talking about the competition standard is low here, the overseas players cannot develop our competition here. They can, yes, help us in winning, but they can't develop our local competition. So there must be a balance. So I think that's why we have a policy that we will not have more than 6 overseas-based players on the team.
And that's the president of the Dominica Football Association, Glenn Etienne. Meanwhile, the search for a new national football coach will begin very soon. The Dominica Football Association is saying that they will be in search of a new coach for the national football team. That too is a look at the DBS Morning News and Sports. It is 7:30 in the middle. Let's remind you, 11 o'clock this morning, we go to the Financial Center for a press conference called by Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. Well, the media personnel in Dominica will have the opportunity to ask all different questions to the Prime Minister this morning. We'll bring that to you live on DBS Radio and on its social media platforms. We'll bring that to you at 11 this morning. On behalf of the News and Sports Departments and our link person, Hazari Williams, Curtis Matthew saying good morning.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on Mobanking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mobanking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mobanking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
DBS News. Accurate, up-to-date, professional. We bring you the news of the nation via 3 newscasts, Monday to Saturday at 7 a.m. The DBS Major Morning News, 1:15 p.m. your lunchtime news bulletin, and at 6 in the evening, the DBS Evening breaking news. Call us at 448-4302. Listen on www.dbcradio.net. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/DBS Radio. Stay on top of the nation's news with your nation station, DBS. It's now 7:34 here on Your Nature Isle.